Hi everyone, hi friends, everyone watching. I am live here and about to hop on with Buddha Birth over by San Mateo area in the south part of San Francisco. And so, there she is. Let's see how. I can go ahead and request and I'll put you on here. Let's see. Hi everyone watching. If you're watching this on live, let me know. Hi, Buddha Birth TikTok.
Hi.
And
Good
so,
to see you again.
I know, long time no see, right? So,
Great. You have some people joining from your community.
Hi everyone for watching. So I'm with Buddha Birth here. She is a hypnotherapist, and she focuses on helping women who has a child and wanting to have a second child. And we're going to talk about, debunking myths about, fertility, and also she's going to talk about her an aspect of mental, what to think about, what to guard your mental status of what you see as well. And so, yeah. Do you want to start with you first, or you want to go with me first?
Let's start with you, because I think that your information gives why it's so important to have the body working well, and then I'll tack on what you can take care of with the mind. That's okay.
Sounds
all
good.
Right.
And so I'm gonna go ahead. Hey, Rita, I'm gonna go ahead and talk about debunking myths that you hear about fertility. There's just so much out there, as we discussed earlier. There's things like on Google, there's people saying certain things, there's research, pros and cons, so much things.
It's endless.
Oh my gosh, so much. And a lot of times even there's good and bad research. And so even certain things that you see on is it MTV that's still on? I don't watch it anymore. But MTV that says certain things like, what's the best sex position in order to have your the best chances for pregnancy, right? Now, okay. Friends, if you've taken biology in high school, or just know about how the human body works, right? So it takes a sperm and an egg to come together in order to make a baby. And so a lot of times people think, okay, I need to have a certain kind of gravity and a certain kind of motion in order to increase my chances. Now, the best thing to do is making sure you're healthy. Right, in order for that to come about, basically that to happen. So a lot of times when when the sperm basically becomes is inserted, it's not inserted, it's such a technical term, goes inside the female, and then what happens is you want to make sure your body is able to take in that, right? And that Buddha Birth will actually talk about that in a second as well, where you have a good environment to house a baby, a life in there. Now what happens is when and you're stressed out, whatever it is, you don't have enough lubrication, it's going to be a harder thing to make that baby. And a lot of times when people don't ovulate, even though you bleed doesn't mean you ovulate, that is also a difficulty as well. And so that's one of those things, even though, it's a myth about, there's certain positions that you can be or should be. It's not always, the correct way. You just want to make sure that you're healthy first.
I love that. So you don't even have to, you can ignore, guys, you can ignore all all that info. Don't worry about position. Have fun. Be close to your partner.
Yeah.
The part about that too, which really speaks to mindset, is when you're in that kind of close feeling, you are flooding your body with all kinds of love hormones, close skin contact, oxytocin, endorphins, all these things that are really going to put your body, when you have those feelings and you feel close to someone, you have those positive thoughts, your body will send out chemicals and prepare the way to have a baby. It'll say, okay, the world is a good, safe place. We can do this. And it'll make sure that you're well lubricated and things like that, so that you can really, right? Everyone knows about that. So that you can really make a baby easily. So really taking the stress out and not stressing about those positions is going to increase your chances, because you are giving yourself, instead of having stress hormones like catecholamines flooding your system, and those catecholamines will basically say fight or flight. Like you mentioned earlier, run. This is not the time to have a baby. If you're scheduling stuff to a point where you're stressed, stop. Get back to the fun, because that's really ultimately going to get your goal.
Exactly.
I know. And to add on to that, I really encourage moms, especially looking to conceive, to step back for a moment and just see, you know, you can even imagine, if you like, that you have a baby to be, and you're thinking, you know, would this baby think that this body is a safe place to birth in? Would this baby think that this is a safe world to be born into? Because the messages that are coming in your mind, you know, if you look at negative stuff on Instagram all the time, that is implanting in your unconscious mind and creating a cycle of thoughts of negativity surrounding birth and the world. And your body's going to be like, no, not safe. So step back and really even wonder for that baby to be, what kind of world are your parents creating for you to come into? So you can do that just by noticing, what are you looking at? What media are you paying attention to?
Who you're following on Instagram, right?
Who you're following on Instagram. Is it positive? If not, it should be. You know, it's okay to connect with people's stories. We all need to be heard, and sometimes that's sharing negativity. So I do not want to say anything about that. I think I'm so glad that people are able to open up their hearts and tell what has been going on for them. But when you are trying to create a positive environment, I caution people against letting too much negativity in, because your unconscious mind is going to take that and think, oh, this is not safe, not good. So what are you paying attention to? What are you reading? And what kind of world would your baby think it was being born into?
Yeah, exactly. It actually adds on to where your mind can't really differentiate perceived stress and real stress, like real danger and perceived danger.
So true. I know. You know, when you get in that fight or flight system, it could be for something as silly as the line's not moving fast enough at Starbucks, you know, and that starts to fire off things in your vagus nerve. Do you think we have time? I can give your viewers one quick way to get out of fight or flight. So if they have these negative thoughts, beautiful. Okay. So this one comes from the Heart Math Institute, guys. This is a bunch of doctors, physicians, they got together to study heart coherence. So how does our heart respond to the world around us? How is it influenced, and how does it influence others? It's crazy, amazing step. So all you got to do is breathe in and imagine your heart expanding. You're going to visualize or feel your heart breathe in to a count of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then exhale to a count of 8. And imagine your heart getting smaller again. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Do that 2 or 3 times. And the idea of visualizing your heart, this is what they found out, growing and getting smaller, down regulates the vagus nerve. That is the fight or flight response. You mentioned digestion, the breed and digest thing. You
Eat and breathe. That was
eat and breathe.
Eat and breathe.
The vagus nerve is also linked to digestion. So when you're in that state, man, you're going to have other kind of tummy troubles too. It's just not pleasant. So the other thing I did, you'll notice, is that I said count in 4, exhale 8. So when you exhale twice as long as you inhale, that also helps lower fight or flight. I use this all the time, just as a conscious thing, and just to kind of like snap me out of that feeling of, they'll say, okay, breathe. Because here's the thing, the quickest way to change your state of mind is to change your physiology. Why it's so great to move. And when someone's in pain, you know this, you help them, and they're like, oh my God, the world is a better place now, you know, because you've adjusted them. So the quickest way to change your physiology is to change your breath. Breathe. It's so true, and why it's in so many ancient traditions.
Exactly. And then just to add to that too, there was a mom that I was working with, and she has certain things like diastasis recti. And so basically the separation of the abdominals. And so a lot of times it's not, you know, the cause, it's the symptom of what's going on. And so what you're adding to that is basically the breathing. And so adding to that as well, making sure that our diaphragm is working and having our bellies increase and decrease, but our shoulders staying still. And so we're not breathing from our traps and our muscles. Exactly. We're not breathing from there, but we're breathing from below and knowing mentally that we have that heart.
And then breathing from the heart, because they studied that, and that just helps you go. And when you're in fight or flight, are you using your rational brain, making good choices? No, no, you're in your primal brain. So getting to a place of calm is going to help you make good choices for yourself, food, movement, all those things, good choices for your body.
Sounds good. Anything else that you like to add?
Just if people are interested in following me, I'm Buddha Birth. I also, like I said, I'm a hypnotherapist. I have a one-on-one private practice of hypnotherapy in the Bay Area, the Nest Hypnotherapy. And this is my big passion, to help parents who already have a busy life, children, get to where they need to be in birth. And a lot of times they're looking for a calm, empowered birth. And I help them get there through learning how to use their mind to change everything. Because once you know you're in control of your mind, sky's the limit.
Awesome. It's just so a little bit about that. For hypnobirthing, for the people who don't know what hypnobirthing is,
Okay.
if you can quickly kind of sum it up, like what it is it hypnosis? Is like, what is it?
Thanks for that. Yeah, Hypnobirthing is a really specific program created by Marie Mongan, and it does use hypnosis. So it's a system of learning how to birth where you can learn how to downregulate the nervous system, stay in that calm state of mind, because when you're there, oxytocin, endorphins are flooding your system when you birth, allowing your body to do what it already knows how to do. So the real focus is using hypnosis and all these other great tools to help you release fears, things that are kind of keeping your body stuck from being the way you want to be, and to keep your system in such a positive state that your body can just birth. Because a woman in a coma can give birth. It's not like you need to give birth. What you need to do is really focus on how to get the good hormones flooding and how to work with your body in this process. And hypnobirthing is all about that. Awesome. Visualization, breathing. And I find that moms are able to feel empowered. And even if their birth does go differently than they first thought, they feel like they've made the right decision and they're in control because they were in that good state of mind where they could really think about what doctors were telling them, ask questions, and then make a choice that was right for them, whatever that choice is.
Exactly. And when do you think is best for someone to find you?
Right now, they could, if they're really like, no, what's this hypnosis, hypnobirthing, they can go to thenesthypnotherapy.com. If you want to join a community of parents looking to grow their family in a calm and empowered way and to birth the next baby in this way, and to make sure the whole family is a part of it, that the older siblings feel like they're a part of it, BuddhaBirth.com. Sign up for a free newsletter, reaching out to parents every month, and we can support each other on this amazing journey.
Sounds awesome. All right. Thanks for joining us. If you have any questions, go ahead and contact Buddha Birth, and then we'll have more information, more educational things for you to learn as well. All right.
Great.